When it comes to a show that has been on the air as long as Game of Thrones, it's easy to get lost and the level of attentiveness fades. This is not the case for this HBO series. Game of Thrones has always made each season more promising than the last, which in turn gives the audience a reason to move forward in the series. Season 7 is the best example of this. Let's dive into the 7th season and look at some of the qualities of why I think it presents the best opening to any Game of Thrones season yet. I am the Old Tin Man, and if you like what you see, subscribe for more Game of Thrones material. If you're already a part of this community, let's start the discussion downstairs in the comments section. Thank you everyone for watching. With so much at stake, with Queen Cersei at power, Jon Snow claiming the North, Dany appointed at Dragonstone, and the White Walkers invading the heart of Westeros, we are brought to the beginning of the end. Season 6 ended with bloodshed at the Great Sept of Baelor, Dany finally crossing the Narrow Sea, as well as Jon and Sansa returning to Winterfell. All these events and more have turned everything upside down. In the first 2 episodes of Season 7, we are brought to a game of Risk, where the strongest have survived and proven themselves. A cold opening sequence starts with Arya Stark, disguised as Walder Frey, poisoning all of Walder's sons in retribution of the slaughter of her family. This scene serves us what we can expect of the theme for the season: revenge, character alteration, and death. Obviously, death is not uncommon to Game of Thrones, but in this season we are left with very important characters that we have grown to love since the beginning. I believe the show at this point is reminding the viewers that nobody is safe this season, so we should expect a death from a key character, or more before the season ends. An interesting perspective this season is that characters are taking an unfamiliar shape. The destination of these key characters have taken a different path than we originally saw. We are seeing the beginning of a transformation in personality that has given us a different outlook. Going to Sansa, who has been away from her family for so long, has been inspired by Cersei's strength and determination. Sansa has mimicked Cersei's strong will and even her hairstyle. Even Cersei has changed since the last season, as she sits on the throne and has nothing to live for besides revenge. It almost sounds as if she has gone mad. Sound familiar? As for Dany, she has been on a strict path in which she has been developing the idea of a better kingdom. Now she is in Westeros and still learning how to be in command, in which Olenna Tyrell attempts to benefit from this situation. Olenna advises Dany that the only way to gain the people's loyalty is for them to fear her. Not only could this change the way we perceive Dany, but this quote has also been said by another, Cersei Lannister. Back in Season 2 in the Battle of Blackwater Bay, Cersei explains to Sansa that in order to be queen, she must be feared by the people. It almost seems that there is a domino effect happening in this season with all the strong female leads. The strength of female leadership has been a strong theme in the past few seasons, and it seems that it's taking shape this season. As characters change, the intensity of the show seemed to have doubled in Season 7. We usually see the most highlighted part of the season in Episode 9, but Season 7 gave us 2 Episode 9s in a row. Episode 1 offers the audience the lifestyle of a damaged Westeros, and of course a kick-ass montage of Sam in Old Town. For God's sake, we had the first battle of the season in Episode 2. Not only is there 2 seasons left, but it's all in one place, Westeros. Instead of going between Westeros and Essos like previous seasons with Dany, the setting is slowly closing us into the action, just in time for the conclusion. A large portion of plotlines have combined into what I call a megaplot, or in other words, a plotline that has tons of large characters, and I'm not talking about giants. Either people have died or they've joined other characters' plots. This gives us more screen time in an episode at each location, which might prove the show that most characters will have more time in each episode. In past seasons, some characters were left out in various episodes, in some cases more than one at a time. After 6 seasons, the majority of the cast has been brought back together, including Sansa and Jon, and soon to join Sansa, Bran and Arya. Some of these characters haven't seen each other since the first season. A reminiscing theme has been heavily influenced in this season, as quotes from prior seasons have been repeated to show how characters have retained what they have learned. For example, in Episode 2, Arya comes in contact with Nymeria, her direwolf from Season 1. After Arya's attempt to reach out to Nymeria, the wolf pack departed with the direwolf, in which Arya says, "That's not you." This quote refers back to Season 1 Episode 4, in which her father Eddard shows how her future can lead to being a lady and marry a lord, in which she replies, "No, that's not me." Arya's direwolf represented her personality, which it still does. Nymeria has her own life since Season 1, and so has Arya. Season 7 is a turning point in the story, in which all characters are closing in and finally interacting with one another. We are seeing characters that we have never expected to see cooperate with one another, such as Sam and Jorah. Although we might imagine characters like Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen joining forces right off the bat, it's likely to be more complicated than that. The length of seasons 7 and 8 has been on everyone's minds since HBO announced the episode count back in 2016. As we are usually given a strong 10 hours or 10 episodes in past seasons, there has been concern to the show's output for the last 2 seasons. Season 7 will contain 7 episodes, while Season 8 with 6. Could the series hold up to the success of its past season with its last 13 episodes? Based on the first 2 episodes of the season, we can expect the remaining episodes of the series to be some of the best entirely. Looking back at previous seasons compared to this one, we see a different and somewhat quicker timeline. We see ravens leave and deliver letters within an episode, while in past seasons, some of these birds took their time, which in some cases took more than a few episodes to deliver a message. Although this isn't bad, nor is it pushing the timeline to make the show finish sooner. We are simply seeing far less storylines than we originally started with. Our megaplots are almighty and powerful. Having the chance to easily go back and forth between very few storylines has made time move quicker. I believe the last 2 seasons could possibly be the highlight of Game of Thrones as a whole, even with its shortness and length. The direction of the series has been brilliant, with each season being built from the foundation up to make this anticipating conclusion. Not only do I have a lot of trust and respect for the showrunners, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, to finish the show the right way, but the first 2 episodes of Season 7 proven that the final hours are something to look forward to. The success of the first 2 episodes of Season 7 has proven to make an excellent start for a satisfying conclusion. What do you guys expect to happen in the final episodes of the series? I appreciate everyone for watching this analysis. If you want to join our community and see future analysis content on Game of Thrones and many other shows, click the subscribe rectangle below the video. What do you want to see me analyze next? Perhaps David Benioff and D.B. Weiss's upcoming series Confederate, or perhaps something else? Thank you again, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.